guys, and welcome to another cage cleaning vlog. I am either having a bad hair day or a midlife crisis, haven't decided yet, and if you can hear a horrible buzzing sound in the background, I can only apologise. I do have the air conditioning running, a decision I am definitely going to regret when the electric bill arrives. So today we are cleaning out Zinc and Osmiums Cage in one video. I did ask you guys in the community section whether you wanted me to do these videos separately or not. You voted, you said you wanted one big video which included both clean outs, so if this turns out horrible, it's your fault. Here it is, his glorious home. I have still not yet joined it onto the second level, and obviously have not joined it onto the third level either, because Osmium is still living in there. She will be moving into the Billy XL very, very soon though, and as soon as she's moved into that, Zinc will be getting this level and this level joined together, so he will have all three levels and much more space for many more toys. For now though, he does just have the top floor to himself, which is looking, well, a mouse's version of clean, I suppose. Mice are very hygienic animals. They keep themselves very clean, they love to wash, they love to look beautiful and shiny. Their homes, on the other hand, look a little more like a teenager's bedroom. So first thing I'm going to do is pop Zinc in his travel cage so he's not in the way and I'm not freaking him out. Except he's gone to the very back corner. Hello, come here. Get in the box. Please keep paws, ears and tail inside the box at all times. There we go, there's a little moosey in a box. Oh, he's so cute. By the way, there is ventilation in this thing. I haven't just put him in a sealed box. I know he's not a sandwich. Let's quickly give you guys a tour around his fecal abode. We have his shelf in the front corner. Love this thing so much. I know I'm a bit biased since I made it. Oh well. In the back he has his house, he has a tissue box, he has his wheel, we've got a hanging toy here. Mouse cages have to be stuffed full of toys and it makes it so difficult to get a camera around them. We've got some more hanging toys at the front here. We've got a shelf, which I did a video on recently. His climbing, climb and play house thing. Bendy bridge, the bendy bridge, pot, a house, his coconut house, a fabric tube, a wooden log that used to be hanging from the top of the cage, which Zinc decided didn't belong on the top of the cage anymore. More play and climb houses back here. He has 4 of these in total. Then he has some ladders which go up to this pot that normally has hay in it. Apparently he's relocated the hay. We've got some tubes back there. There's lots and lots of tubes that are now buried underneath the substrate. In fact, I think most of his stuff is now buried. So, yeah. So you have the gist of what it looks like on the inside before I destroy the whole thing. I'm going to start by just taking out all of the toys because this is going to be a full clean out, which Zinc's not going to be thrilled over. I mean, you guys remember how he acted when I just unburied his house. Just think how he's going to respond when I clean the whole thing. He's going to hate me. Oh no, I don't want to cut that down because that's a pain in the backside to put back up. Mousey people, anyone else find that your mouse just does not use their wheel at all? I always put a wheel in just in case he changes his mind, and I've used many different types of wheels with him and he doesn't care. He won't use them. I don't know why. What is in here? Mostly poop. Just the top of the house is covered in pee. And that smells. Of course it smells. What am I doing? It's urine. Why wouldn't it smell? What is wrong with me? Oh, by the way, I added this tightrope to his cage a few weeks back, and all it is plaited sisal string. I just plaited it myself and thought, well, we'll try it out. We'll see what he thinks. I seriously need to get footage of him walking across the thing. It's amazing to watch. It is incredible. He can, how? It's not even that tight, and yet he can balance on it perfectly. It's amazing. I'll never cease to be fascinated by their ability to walk on everything and anything. Incredible little creatures. You know what? I'm gonna have to cut down the coconut. I'm gonna regret this, but otherwise it's just gonna get in my way and annoy me. So, whew. So there we go, empty cage, all the toys are out, just dirty substrate left over. And in fact, some of this still looks pretty clean, which is great because it means that I can do the 2/3 to 1/3 ratio substrate thing. Let's explain that one with slightly better English. To try and reduce the stress that an animal goes through when their cage is cleaned out, a common thing to do is to take 1/3 of their old substrate and mix it with 2/3 of the new substrate, or some people actually do 2/3 of the old with 1/3 of the new. Personal preference. And what that does is it keeps the familiar smell of the animal in the cage, so when you pop them back in, especially for animals like mice and hamsters who don't have great vision and rely mainly on their sense of smell to tell where they are, they can smell their scent, they can smell it's their territory, they know their home, they know they're safe. So even if it looks a bit different, even if there are some newer smells there, there's still that familiarity about it. This is especially important with male mice, as it's known that if you over clean a male mouse's cage, it will just end up smelling more as they try to remark their territory. Though, as I've mentioned before, I don't really have any smell problems with Zinc. I don't know if I've just got lucky and he's not a particularly smelly male, or if my use of substrate is just a really good choice. I use wooden cat pellets, which have great odor control, because of course they're meant for cat poop, not mouse poop. And I mix that with aspen, which also has great odor control. So maybe I got lucky, maybe it's a good combination of a not so smelly mouse with good substrate. I don't know. I'm just getting most of this over the floor. I can't do this while talking. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to time lapse it. Substrate scooping done. Now I have my trusty hoover to pick up the last remaining bits in the corners and along the edges that I am incapable of reaching. And I'm going to finish it off with a quick wipe round just to get any extra bit of pee off the corners, which there clearly is. There's a huge pea stain back here, nice. Luckily though, because this is made of liniment tables, which are coated in something shiny, they are really, really easy to clean. This is why I love making cages out of IKEA furniture, because it's all made so easy to wipe down. That's the wiping done. I have a box here which is the clean well, not the clean substrate. This is the 1/3 of his old substrate that I took out of there. That is the cleanest of what was left. So I'm going to pop that in and pop it at one side. And then I can mix it with the new stuff, which I have in this box here. Ignore that. So I've got the aspen in this box. So just pop that in. And kitty cat pellets, still using the same brand. This is Tesco's. I say I use quotation marks for that because we don't have Tesco's here, but we have a shop called Alpha Mega that stocks some Tesco's products. I don't know why. So if you live over in the UK, you can get the exact same stuff. It cost me €5, which means it probably costs you about 50 pence. I use this for my hamsters and my mouse. It has great odor control. It's just generally a nice substrate to use. Okay, apparently last time I used a different pellet because this is a lot lighter. Have they just changed the colour? Or did I use a different pellet last time without even realising it? Huh. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though. We're just going to mix all of these substrates together. The old, the aspen, and the pellets. Doesn't that look so pretty with all the different shades of brown? I like it. You can both hear and see Zinc. And he is fascinated. Dog TV. Mouse in a box. Hey baby. Hi gorgeous. What you doing in there? Huh? Upsetting the dog. I know. You're so cute. Ooh. That little face. How can anyone not like mice? I mean, come on. So adorable. So let's pop the toys back in. I'm not going to put everything the exact same back in. I'll put some of the familiar toys in, some of his favourites, but I'll also swap some things around because mice get bored very, very easily. So you have to make sure you keep changing things up, giving them new things to entertain themselves. Oh my goodness, he's gone to town on that corner. Look at that. Okay, maybe not gone to town. For those of you with like gerbils or other destructive chewers, that's pathetic, I know. But for somebody who keeps hamsters, which are not destructive chewers typically, that is, yeah, that's, I've had this house, what, 2 years now, and that's the first time it's been chewed on. Never give your favourite products to a mouse because they will destroy them and they won't be sorry about it. No! A bendy bridge has died! Oh! No! Let's just put all the playgrounds together because, you know, imagination, yeah. Let's put a gnome in here because that's what every mouse needs. A gnome home. Bendy bridges, of course. Always with the bendy bridges. I need some more bendy bridges. I do not have enough. Where have all my bendy bridges gone? I think now we're going to move on to the hanging toys. Got quite a few of these to get through. Is that the dustbin lorry? It's the middle of the day. Why are you collecting rubbish now? This is how the apocalypse starts, isn't it? Rubbish being collected at the wrong time. Next thing you know, street lamps will be going on before it's dark. The start of chaos. No, my battery's flashing red. Okay, there might be a weird cut at some point in the next few minutes. I apologise if there is. Not much I can do about it. But you know, take a good look while you can. Stop working against me. Awesome. And there's the awkward cut. A couple of hours have passed while my battery recharged, but the cage is almost done. I've just got a couple of extra things to put in, the new hammocks. I have put this in the cage once already. For whatever reason, Zinc decided to attack the banana hammock. He hated it, and the only thing I can think of is that it smelled weird, so I have washed both hammocks with a mild smelling hand soap, the same one that we use, so I know Zinc is okay with that particular soap, and they're dry, and I'm going to pop them in, and hopefully he's not going to savage them. I don't know. There we go. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to show you guys around, and then we're going to pop Zinc back. There's an overview of the cage. So we've got tunnels galore down here, and we have climb and plays. We've got some cardboard tubes, we've got the shelving unit, there's a chew book, the tissue box, there's a little wooden house, we've got a gnome house, which by the way has an entrance in the back in case you weren't sure what this thing is supposed to be. We've got another house over here, chewing tunnely toy thing, his feeding shelf at the back. We have lots and lots of hanging toys. We've got a shelf, we've got a feeder, all the hay in his basket back there, the two hammocks, the tightrope, there's a cardboard tube, the Sputnik, there's another tube, the coconut house, bendy bridge, bird toy, another bird toy, and some more tunnels in the back, and another hide and seek cubey toy thing. So there we go. So I guess it's time to wake sleepy little Zinc up and pop him back in. See what he thinks of his new digs. Zinc. Hello. Hey, you ready to go home? Yeah? There you go. Familiar territory. There's a good boy. Oh my goodness. What? I put the tiniest bit of cleaner in here to keep the water from going bleh. And now apparently my snail is having a bubble bath. Okay, that's not actually flashing in real life, that's just my camera making it flash. But it looks so much more groovy. This is a bubble bath disco. Why is this snail shell living a better life than me? Why? Okay, now that Zinc's done, it's time to move on to Osmiums Cage, which just needs a bit of spot cleaning. I don't know where she is. Well, I'm just gonna get on with this and hopefully I don't annoy her in any way, so I'm just gonna take all of her toys out. She doesn't need a full clean out. She just needs a bit of a tidy up and a few toys changed around. I'm expecting that she's either going to be in her red tube or in her train. Those have been her popular sleeping places of choice lately. So if I'm very careful around those, I shouldn't upset her. Right, okay. Let's very gently lift this off. Oh, doesn't look like she's there. She must have moved. Okay, so under the train seems to be her current hoard. So I'm gonna clear that out and then just replace it with fresh food. It's really important if you're going to be clearing out the entire hoard that you do replace it, otherwise you can end up upsetting your hamster quite a bit. You've got to consider this as basically their larder, their food cupboard, and it'd be like coming home and finding your food cupboard completely empty. You'd be quite upset by it. I'm surprised she hasn't come out to see me. Right, I'm gonna check that she's alright. I would assume she's in here. Ooh, you can see this is all stuffed up. And this is how hamsters would treat their burrows in the wild. They go down them and then they block up the entryway to keep predators away. So, very gently. I wouldn't normally do this, but the fact that she hasn't come out and to see what I'm doing concerns me. Doesn't seem to be any temperature difference, which I would expect if she was in there. I'd expect to feel a warm patch. So, let's just have a look in this back corner instead. Nope, no warm patch there. Oh. That's odd. So now I'm getting really concerned. Let's just keep pulling this out. Oh, there she is. I can see a little nose poking out. She's okay. Whew. You see her in there? There we go. She's perfectly fine. But upset that I've had to disturb her. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hello. I'm actually gonna have to empty this tube out anyway, so I don't think there's any way of getting around that. There's a good girl. Alright, let's empty this out. Whew. Stanky. Okay, I think I'm gonna Oh, put that tube through the wash. Wow, that was not only your hoard but your toilet as well. I have to put you in Traveller for a minute. Come here. Hey. There's a good girl. Little Lozzie Bear. Oh, she's so cute. So let's just flip the bedding over. She's definitely going to need a full clean out soon. Okie doke, and we just start putting stuff back in now. Pretty simple. Like I say, just a quick spot clean to tidy everything up again, make sure it's all looking good. Pop her wheel back in. This wasn't there originally, by the way. I took this out about an hour ago to give it a clean down, so that's why it wasn't in there a moment ago. So I'm making a point of giving her a lot of her natural supplies now because finally, I have the last piece I needed to finish my upgrades on the Billy XL, and hopefully by the end of this month it will be done, it will be finished and she can move into it. And once Osmium is living in the Billy XL, I'm going to give it a fully natural setup, and I think she's really going to love that. So I'm getting all her scent onto these toys before they go into the new setup, so when I do move her in, it smells familiar, because it's going to be, I mean, the size difference in the cages, I think the Billy XL is about 2.5 times the size of this, so it's going to be a big change for her, and I don't want her to be stressed out if possible, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it a smooth transition. It's going to be so nice to have a hamster in the Billy XL again though, because I have not had anyone in there since Potassium, and he passed away, well, this time last year it was. It's been a year since he passed away. So it's been empty for a whole year, and it's finally going to have a new resident. And then of course, as mentioned earlier, Zinc is going to get this cage along with the other levels. So let's pop a bit of food in her hoard. There we go. So here's an overview of what it looks like, all the natural stuff looking lovely. We've got a bunch of bendy bridges, which obviously answers my question as to where the bendy bridges went. We've got some stones, got a food dish, plenty of tunnels underground, sand bath, her wheel, her bridge. By the way, every time this is featured in a video, I always get comments from some people saying, aren't those bad for hamsters? These are only concerning if they chew them excessively. If you give this to someone who's a non-chewer or who rarely chews it, it is perfectly fine to use, so don't worry about it. Right then, let's pop little Ozzy back. Oh, she's so sweet. You know, in the last few months, she has become really peoply. She's never been very peoply before, but she's so happy to be held now. And she was always friendly, but the fact that she will actually come to you for attention now is just, it's awesome. I love it so much, and she is a year old now as well. So already halfway through her life. A lot of this stuff does have some of her scent on already because I put this in the playpen when I have her out. So it shouldn't smell too strange. I have my box of supplies that need to be cleaned. I also have another one of these in the bathroom already. I am going to try and fix this bendy bridge because it's only a small break. And I'm also going to show you guys the Billy XL for those who are new, who have maybe never seen it before. This is my beautiful Billy cage. It's now on top of the beaker, and this is what it's been looking like for the last couple of months. Those who are more familiar with this cage may have noticed this change. I've added a border to it. I'm going to talk all about this in the video with all the upgrades, but this is here to make the glass a little tidier, the glass that goes on the front, which I currently have stored in my cupboard. I am re-siliconing the whole thing. I've got to re-silicone all the edges, all these gaps here. That hasn't been done yet. But this right here, this is the piece I was missing. This is all I've been waiting on to start work on this cage. It's the background. These, for some reason, have become very hard to find, so I had to get my mum to go to a pet shop that was miles and miles out of our way, but we're near where she lives, and she picked it up for me, and it looks so pretty. Look at this thing. It's huge though. It's really, really wide, so I'm gonna have to cut it down quite a bit, but I think it's going to look lovely. And the reason I had to wait for this is because instead of just putting it straight on the back and just leaving it as I normally would, I'm actually going to put some glass in front of it just so it will last longer, so it will look a lot neater and it will have a cleaner finish to it. So that's why I had to wait, because I have to put that on first, then put the glass on top of it, and then put the glass on the front here, and then I have to build a whole new lid. This is the old lid for the Billy XL, and you can see it's just a normal flat lid. The new lid for it is going to be an arched lid so that I can actually fill this up. The substrate can be filled right to the top for once, and there will then still be space at the top for all her toys and everything she needs. You guys are going to see what I mean, what I'm I'm trying to explain it as best I can, but I know it might be confusing, and you'll see it all when the video finally comes out. I'm going to try and start work on the upgrades this week if I can, which means the video will be coming out maybe in October, I would think. I don't think it'd be any later than October. So we're straight back into cage chaos because I've got to work on that, and as soon as that's finished, I'll be doing the upgrades for the test tube, so Zinc's got access to all 3 levels. I can't wait. I can't wait for them to all finally have the cages I've wanted them to have for so long, and then hopefully that'll be it for a while. I won't need to do any more cages. I can't fit any more in this room anyway, so I won't be building anymore. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. You can also share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna go for a rest now because I'm absolutely exhausted, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.